Hello students, welcome back. So in part 1, we talk about the SI units and how we can actually do some conversion from cubic meters to cubic centimeters or from square centimeters to square meters. I hope you are comfortable with that. Let's move on to the next section. Next section, we are going to talk about perimeter and the base area of basic plane figures. So let's do a quick recap, right? These are things that you have learned long time ago, of course, but no, it's good to refresh our memories on all these things so that we can work it out. So we begin with a rectangle, and I'm sure you're familiar with the rectangle. So there are the two ideas, right? There's a perimeter and there's an area. Now, perimeter, basically, we are measuring the length of the outline of the shape, right? And area is the amount of space, okay, that the shape actually enclose or encase, right? So for rectangle, the perimeter is quite straightforward. There are two breadths and two lengths, so I just need to add them up, right? So it's two breadth plus two lengths, right? That's one way to do it. For the area is length and breadth, so L times B or B times L, okay, whatever the values are, okay, you should be familiar with this. Now for square, a square is a rectangle where the four sides are the same length, so I just need to have 4 times the length, right? The area, of course, will be just the square, okay, so that will be quite straightforward. And now triangle, there's no shortcut to finding the perimeter. We just have to add up all the sides, so A plus B plus C in this particular case. And for the area, okay, this is something that we have learned. It is half times base times height. Okay, so very quickly we have that. And we have this circle. Now circle, for the perimeter of circle, they have a special name. They are called the circumference. So to find the circumference, if we are given the radius, it is actually 2 pi r. The radius is more common place. And if, okay, we are given the diameter, sometimes I know some students memorize the formula as pi d. Personally, I'm more familiar with 2 pi r, but there's nothing mathematically wrong with using pi d, right? And as for the area, it is pi r squared. So these are things you have learned in primary school, right? So to quick summarize, so for plane figure, the perimeter measures the length and the boundary of the figure, while the area measures the space enclosed within the boundary of the area. So this is basic concepts we need to be familiarized with, right? So let's use what we have just learned to actually work out this question. You're told to actually use the idea of algebra. So we have a rectangular park with a perimeter of 64 meters. So this is the park, and the park is made up of a field in the center, a square field in the center, and the running path surrounding the field, right? So this entire diagram. So the diagram shows that, right? And we want to find the area of the running path. So to find the area of the running path, there's a few pieces of information we need. We need the area of the entire park, and you subtract the area of the field that's in the center. Okay, so to do that, we need more information. So let's start with calling the side of the square field x meters, right? So let's define our variable. So I'm going to let the length, okay, of the field, right, the square field of the field be x meters. So define our variable. Then next we need to actually get a couple more information. We need to know the length of the park as well as the breadth of the park, right? So from here, length of the park, okay, will be equals to x plus 5.5 plus 5.5, right? So it's 5.5 on two sides. So that will result in x plus 11, right? This is the length, and the units, let's put the units here so that we are aware. So it's there, right? X plus 11 meters. And then we can talk about the breadth, right? So the breadth of the park, this time round will be x plus 3.5 plus 3.5. That will give us x plus 7. And let's write down the units, okay, so that we are have some clarity. So that's the information we have now, the length of the park and the breadth of the park. So what's the information we have? We are told that the perimeter, right, is the perimeter is 64 meters, right? So Let's find the perimeter. So the perimeter is 2 times the length plus 2 times the breadth, and this is equals to 64. So after we define the variable, now we construct the equation, and then let's go ahead and solve it so that we get the value of x. So let's simplify this. We have 2x plus 22 plus 2x plus 14 equals to 64. So 4x is equals to 28. X is equals to 7. So we solve the equation, we obtain the x. Now that we know the value of unknown, let's go back to see what we are really trying to find again. Let's confirm. We are trying to find the area of the running path. So area of the running path, we can write it down. Area of the running path is going to be equals to the area of the entire park, which is x plus 11 multiplied by x plus 7 minus away the square field in the center, which is x squared, right? So this gives us x squared plus 18x plus 77 minus x squared, which is 18x plus 77. And now, since we know that x is equal to 7, this is 18 times 7 plus 77, which works out to 203 square meters. There we go. We have successfully solved this particular practice question. I hope you have been successful. And so that concludes part 2 of this particular set of notes. I'll see you in part 3. Have a nice day.